All right, we are back in the market. It is Monday. It is October. What is today? October 12th? You lose track of the days when you get older, man. Just time flies by. The weekends. So it's Monday, back in the market. Interesting day in the market. A lot of things developing. We have situations are developing in the overall market. Dow Jones finished 250. It was high as 3 something. S&P plus 5781. NASDAQ plus 296. 2.56%. S&P was 1.66%. Dow Jones 0.87%. Small caps 9.04 plus 0.5%. VIX 2519 actually finished up, 0.80%. So, above 0.75% there. So the VIX didn't move down much. Commodities, gold 1927, silver 2519. Crude 39.53 fell 2.64%. So crude is back and forth. I thought we were going a little run here. It is pulling back slightly, so we'll see. So let's start with the SPY first. Yeah, the SPY right now, this is a classic inverse head and shoulders. Here's your head, shoulder, shoulder, and we broke out. So that is to a T the inverse head and shoulders pattern. Now, what we have developing here, this heading towards that high of 358, excuse me, 75. So it's heading towards there. You have a rising wedge here. This actually broke the wedge if you draw these lines here. So it's getting extremely overbought. It's at a 97 on stochastics. What goes up must come down. What goes down must come up. RSI is getting kind of frothy. Not there yet. Once it's at 70, it'll be overbought. MACD is fully strong, and you have L8 wave strong. So, this is really rising. And we've got, look at this, 1, 2, 4-day gap up. Let's see, the monthly, we're back and forth, sideways. Monthly actually looks like it's trying to turn sideways, but the weekly looks even more bullish. We crossed over. 4-hour, there's the cross. Waiting for a move up. Look at this strong move since, really late September, October. This is getting very overbought at this point. 2-hour. See, it's slowly trying to die down already. 1 hour. So, rising wedge like this was a falling wedge and it broke out. I think this falls back. Now, where do we fall back to? If it's a strong pullback, maybe this trend line 330, maybe we go back to the 100-day rising up. We'll see, but I think it's going to be a pretty good one. We went up so fast here, gap up. There's no stimulus right now. It's getting very ahead of itself again. So that's what I see here. Dow Jones, same thing. This rising wedge broke out of the wedge. Sort of made this peak going sideways now. See in the monthly, the same type of setup. On stochastics in this, though, it's even more straight, so it's looking more bullish. The weekly turning up. 4-hour, looking for that topping pattern. This could be it. 2-hour, see 1 hour, and we'll see. In this, if this comes back strong, maybe 27,000. Maybe the 50-day, we'll see. That would be at like 27,847. All right, NASDAQ. NASDAQ really gapped up. Look at these 4 gaps, and this was a huge gap up today. We're almost near the high again. The monthly on this, getting high above, weekly, crossing over, or so daily, 4-hour. It's like a shooting star wick. There's your 2-hour. To 1 hour, already showing that red candle. Hasn't had this red candle since that pattern, so this is already coming down slightly. We'll see here. Look for some sort of news. Look for something here. This falls back. Maybe this is rising up to 100. Maybe 10,700, 10,700. Look in between here, maybe 11,100. We'll see how this plays out. So it's another rising wedge pattern. The VIX, remember I said it was between this 100-day or 200-day and 50-day? Yeah, it held, look at this hammer. It held pretty much at that 25. It's trying to dive under, and it looks like it's going to try to make a move up. On the monthly, it's crossing. Weekly, it's sort of crossing down. 4 hour. Now the 4 hour is even better, at least for a short-term move. Very oversold, right? A four in the VIX. Nothing stays down, even the VIX. The VIX will spike up, especially in this climate we're in now. At this point in time in the stock market with volatility, oversold, bounce, oversold, bounce, oversold. We're going to bounce again. 2 hour, flattening sideways. 1 hour, and you're flattening here. So I think we could spike up again near this 29.30 level. So we'll see what happens in that. UVXY, this is really getting hammered. This doesn't seem to follow the VIX. Short-term volatility. So you have this 1, 2, 4 down days. It's a 4 down gap down. This is getting at this is at a 1, 3, 4, and even this is going to spike up. So this will spike. There's just no doubt about it. Weeks, daily, 4 hour, 2 hour. See, it's lessening, decreasing. There's your hour. There's your 30-minute. So I would look for this to bounce up, maybe back to 19. We'll see here. Some gets oversold. Even this is volatility. It doesn't stay up. You can see most of the time it's down, but it will bounce. So that's what you're looking for. Now, this is what I'm looking for on the bearish side. You can clearly see these are all bearish ETFs. SDAO, this is a wedge. This is a falling wedge. Tight. See this? Your points. And then look at the range here, side to side. It's decreasing, or not decreasing. It's lessening. It's getting smaller side to side. So this is at a 2.82. Now, these are another bearish ETFs don't stay up very long. Because if the market's in an uptrend, the market's going to be up most of the time. These are going to be down, but these will spike. See back here? Yeah, good spikes. We had back in September. So this is at a 2.75. RSI is getting 35 nearly oversold. Let me see in the weekly in this. 4 hour. Let's get 4 hour. 4 hours flattening. 2 hour. It's the 1 hour trying to come up here. So I would look for news soon, something in the market. Something's going to drop the market again. This happened, here and all these little bounces. So now will we hold right here? I mean, we did for now. Is this going to go under a little bit and bounce? We'll see. It's looking like a double bottom. Then we break up again, but we'll see if that truly works. SPXU, same thing. Look at this move. Very oversold. It's at a 172. So I'm looking for that to move. All these, I'm looking for them to move. SQQQ is down today, almost 11%. This is now right at that move in September. And this might bounce up here again too. I would look for that. SRCY, all the same patterns. Here's SRTY. Look at this channel, back and forth, back and forth. More like a wedge, but this one's not that tight of a wedge, I would say. If I bring this down here. I see you bring it here like this. So it's sort of already out then. If you try to connect all these points. This is at a 168, another one. Very oversold. And TZA, this gets more volume. This is small cap bear. So, the Russell's been extremely bullish. This was at, right here was the cross. High of 1997 went down to 1278. It's at a 189, getting very oversold RSI. Clear falling wedge, clear. And 4 hour, it's sort of already trying to get a little bit sideways. And this is another one. I like this a lot. That is the financials. Another wedge. This is at a 301. Yeah, great potential to the long side. Stocks. This went below September. This is really getting crushed here to 176. Stocks moves to semiconductors very, very, they make even larger moves. To the upside, this was on fire. To the downside, it's getting smoked. So look for that. Dust. This is a channel right now. This is a channel between, I would say, where's this at? I would say like 15 to 21. Look at this back and forth. We're in the channel right now. So this is bearish gold and the gold miners. Same thing in this. The gold miners here, clear channels 13 to about 9. Back and forth, back and forth. SEO is ultra short crude. This is a clear channel too now, like 20 to about 1450. So this is bearish crude. And it's getting oversold again. DRY's energy, bearish energy. This had a run from August. This was a tremendous run if you caught this as a swing. Getting almost very oversold now. Might pop up, bounce up. We'll see how that plays out. TECS is technology bears. This is forming a wedge too. And yeah, it's very oversold at this point. So all the bearish ETFs are getting very, very oversold. The market's getting way too ahead of itself, I believe, and you're gonna have some sort of bounce. Look for news, the usual, something's gonna happen, stimulus, something, I don't know. But you've seen this a million times. All right, on the other side, these are your bullish ETFs, UDAL. Yes, it's a clear wedge here. Look at this. Clearly, we're at a 96. Do you want to buy anything at 96? No, you wait for it to pull back. Here's the pullback. This is going to come back again, and it's going to be another drop. Now, how far? Who knows? Is it going to be, a staggered drop or a quicker drop? So it doesn't matter. You just wait for the signal. 4 hour, 2 hours, very frothy. There's UPRO. This is actually breaking out of the wedge. And another one, this is S&P, it follows. SPXL, same thing. This is a 4-day gap. 4 days in a row, it gapped up. Extremely overbought. URTY. This follows the Russell on the bullish side. So this is getting over the 200-day, and this is extremely overbought too. Crazy. TNA, same thing here. Look how tight this wedge is. This is as high as it's been. It's near 50% retracement level. Every move's been sort of higher. We had sideways, came back. This comes back too. All these moves come back. I'm looking towards a 50-day, 33. I'm not sure if it comes back again here. It'll probably come back a little higher. Each move on the drop is coming back higher. So, maybe to this 100-day again, 30 if we get a real good drop. So we'll see that. Guys, see, look at the financials. This thing is so tight, this wedge. And very, very overbought. And this one will come back too. So, we'll follow up on these, but look at stocks here. Stoxel. And I had it on my algos. I remember when this was like 210, it said it predicted like 290 to 300. It was right. It was right on the breakout. Look at these 4 gaps. 1, 2, 3. Tremendously gapping, just gapping. And this was a great long. You could have crushed it here. And, you don't want to buy it up here now. Then move from here to here. Let it pull back. Now, how far pulls back? Since March, March with the drop. It came close in May, pretty good drop. You know, the June move was right at this 50. Remember, the 50 level is the over under. You know, 50 we go up or 50 we go below. And right here, it's went below. And that was a really good drop. Now we're way back up again. LABU. This is biotech bulls. Here's Nougat. And this is more of like a channel down. This is the 200 coming across. See these lines here? So, yeah, it's consolidating gold. Here's JNUG. All consolidation. Sideways, sideways. It's almost like a big flag, you could say. And then it's going to probably break up eventually. ERX, this is energy bulls. Now, this was on a tight wedge down. It's trying to come out. Still has stochastics, you know, very strong. Hasn't been a great move. 850 to 990, very small move. So there's still room to run in this, even though it was down today. So, you know, not the greatest of moves though. Here's good old defend. We always talk about this because this is extremely oversold since March. And you know, right now it's at 88. I don't like it. This is a great run from 950 to 12. This doesn't move in, you know, big moves, a few dollars. Here's the 4 hour. Going back and forth here. It's getting very overbought. You know, I look for a move back down at this point. Every time it's been this high since March, it was in June and July, or no, pretty much end of May, June, then it crashed. Stochastics in August down, even July down. So you're waiting for a move down now. Then, you know, this formed this inverse cup and handle. Like here's shoulder, head, so trying to come back up, trying to get back to that previous high there. You know, nail's been extremely strong. This broadening wedge is getting wider, each move wider. It's right up towards the 61.8 retracement level. So we get up here, and you know, this is very overbought too. This could pull in each low. See here, low, low is getting higher, and each time they bought it up. 1, 2, 3. Every move, even here. So another move. Yeah, probably will come back to 50 maybe. So you see that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one it came back, you know, tied it evenly. Then came up here, and then it came just slightly higher. So another pullback. You know, if we get a good one, this will come back. Maybe even get a 200 down here. It could come back down even again. We'll see. This has been on a tear though. All right, so yeah, that's the market right now. It's been on absolute, you know, crazy run. At least the past, you know, week. We're getting huge gap ups. I expect a pullback. I think a strong one again. The VIX isn't going down much. If all these moves and we moved up this much, the VIX isn't moving. It should be under 20 at this point. We're almost going down every day slightly. It's not. So I'm looking for another pullback. And you know, I think the bearish ETFs will get way oversold. Even for them when they're oversold, these are extremely oversold. So we'll see. Something's going to come up in the market again. It always does. That's how it works. Technicals always lead everything. You can see the chart. The crash in March, you could say eventually there's going to be a crash. You know, people thought February. Eventually this happened. You knew it was going to happen because the chart doesn't lie. The charts crush fundamentals. The world we live in now, the chart is just crushing fundamentals. So that's how it works on that. All right, let's start out with WAFU. This is you know, WAFU Education Group. I think this is an Asian Chinese stock. Had the big move up in June, came down. Each bounce, you know, lower, lower. That's how it works. Then it formed a really tight wedge into September. Sort of broke out of it. A little pullback. You know, nothing showing then. It'll explode. These small caps explode in one day from news or whatever. This didn't really do much today. It did move up a full dollar though to 450. Came back. You know, hugged this 375 and then just took off. took off 4, and then a volume increased like $1 million blocks. So this exploded up. This is more of like a scanner play. You see this, and you got to be quick if you're playing it because the move's going to be so fast. You're not really watching it, and it exploded up. All right, the big one everyone's talking about today is MDLY, Medley Management. This is a total fraud scam today. Small caps are all pretty much, low float scams anyway, most of them. But this was the total scammer. So this was at 1 today. Good volume at 5 a.m., really early. Made the move, the typical small cap move, nothing weird here. Found support, moved up. You see right here, 2, came all the way back. 175, this is a great move over 175. And then right here, this is my 5-minute. There's 3 million in volume on this 5-minute candle, 935. And it was a shooting star wick. Now, if you're buying from here and you make up to here, that's a good gainer. It's probably going to be near 1,000 for you if you're trading, maybe more, depending on your size. So when this did this and it came back hard, you can draw your lines. Did break that support. And then you see this move, you probably want to get out. And there's a few reasons for that. The reason is no one found news on this. There was no news this was moving. So that's one immediate to be wary about. When you see these small caps with no news, extremely careful. And I wouldn't go no crazy size when you have no news. I think the news was they sold part of their portfolio. I'm looking back here. Sale of loan portfolio for net proceeds of 41 million. Someone wrote this. So they sold a big amount. I think that was even Friday's news. But once you see that, and like, why are they selling that much of our portfolio too? So it was kind of strange. And then this is what happened. Is this big shooting star bearish candle, then a little green candle here, 2,000. This, so it jumped from 3 million to 2,000 in volume, and then we got halted. And this was halted from 9:45 a.m. to open back up 2:05 p.m. and then it crashed. This candle was 1.4 million. They just dumped. Someone got out, they dumped it, and you're holding up here, you're screwed. And then it came back a little bit. There's bounces, the 150. That was it. Now we're near 1. So this is a total scam. The company released when this was halted. They said we have no idea why the stock is moving this much. It's all a scam. That's why. these stocks are frauds. And this one was a total fraud. You haven't seen a move like this in a while this bad. You've seen halts, but this was a really crazy move. So, okay, even if you got in here, 175, and this candle hat, you're pretty much at a loss, but it wasn't that much. Even it bounced up, so you took probably a small loss, unless you had a huge size. So it would have been a big loss. So that's the only good thing. It did bounce back, just not straight down. Because I wouldn't trade anyway from 7. I probably would have got in here 175. I never did though. So that's on that. And you can see in this daily chart, this was forming a huge wedge down, and it was a tight wedge. In May, this broke out. And let me see the volume on this. It does about 1 million. Then it broke up in June, sideways. Has a lot of wicks. They're trying to shoot up. And this is a major shoot up wick to 275. And 97 million today. It's totally liquid. So, just put that on your computer, that anytime you see a stock with no news at all, it's a pump. Why would a stock move without news? Like, it just doesn't make sense. There has to be a reason. So that makes it extremely scary. And that's what happened. It was a total dump. And remember too, this move from 75 to 279. So look at the move here. That's a large move pre-market. So the move was really pre-market here. Even if this didn't happen, this halt, I could see this move going like this, the move up here, Then it move up, it bounces, you know, then it fades. That's a typical move. So it did sort of the same move, but it took out all this. And people were trying to probably on this opening thought, oh, we're going to keep going here, or even on a pullback. But once you saw that candle with no volume, it told the story there. So crazy stock today, and that's a lesson for that, to be wary of small caps with no news. Extremely careful. All right, HX, late move here. NXTD's moving. Icon had a bad move today, 75. Pull back hard, get the 110. IH, it's moved from 16 all the way to 25. This was a really good move. This is an IPO, recent IPO, 2 days ago. Or Friday, I guess. So this moved up, you know, your first stop. It's like your first pit stop in like auto racing. There it is. So you have a line here, and this is an ascending triangle. And we go right over it. There you go. You can put your price at 20. You can play the dip here, and they're one of the nicest of plays. These plays, because you know you have that support here, the 1320 EMA. Surf, big rocket up, then 8. You got the 950. This was a former mover. See here now, this is total channel up. Look at that. WIMI, WIMI hologram cloud. This was a mover back in July. Remember this? 2 big candles and came down, came down. This is another. Look at this tight little wedge here. Falling wedge. Eventually it's tight, tight. Look at all these days here. Nothing really going on. And then we explode up today. And start to creep up here, 550. There's your line of 625. And then got the 8, and then we fade it. So this is a really good long too. Intraday long, pre-market didn't show nothing. DDS Dillards. I think there's news on this. Someone got a stake in it, I think, or something. 49, 59, and fade it down. Good support at 54 on the bottom bounce here. HUSN popped. There's nothing there. CTIB. Yeah, back in June, look at this. Pop, fade, pop, fade. I think it's a China stock. Be wary of China stocks too. NET, huge candle up. Sort of hugged this 51 level and then took off. It's a really strong long. There's auto. Remember this stock? It's sort of like channeled up. See the sideways, and it really popped. Came back to 3, found support. There's a cross, and then we took off again. So there it goes. PLT, Plantronics. Just had the breakout. Remember the gap here? Got into the gap and faded all the way down. And 11, they held it up at 11 and then really exploded up. Sort of made that round cup here, and it just took off. Here's Jack here. It's from the bottom here to this 4 level. And they pushed it up 14 million plus in volume today. Quick spike. Lizzie pre-market all up, fast up, and came back, sort of went all over the place. Couldn't get back to that high, and there you go, fade. Can't get above the high in pre-market and fades down. JMIA, we talked about this, Jemiah Technologies, big swing winner. If you're following me on Stock Twits, Mike came in trades, pointing out, you know, these stocks and videos and stuff. There it was, the wedge down. 8 explodes up. Now I thought this was a reversal candle. Definitely was a fake out. You see this came all the way back, and they pushed it up there. That's amazing. You don't see that type of candle. Usually it's a reversal after a run here, but it didn't happen. So I got here to 11, you know, dips, and all day it was a nice runner. CEI we talked about too, Camber Energy. This is a extremely tight wedge, falling wedge, sideways, move up, down, move up, down. The low kept getting higher, even though it's probably your same crazy moves here. And then look at the was this Thursday, then Friday, then today again. So right at this one, that one's a key level. Not sure what they're gonna do with this here. Keep exploding it up, possibly. Because before, you know, this got to as high as almost 4, 2. So it's good potential in this long. ATLK, SNMP. This was a mover from here. Yeah, this is a junk stock. Look at this. This does nothing. They took it right into the gap. Was that Friday? There you go. LIVN. Yeah, this is very clean. Just broke out, came back, and they broke it back up to 57. Apex, Pop, Riot. Riot move, Mara move, PRTS. Remember this stock? Carparts.com. Said to move all the way up. They pushed it down. Eventually, found had to pull it back a little bit, bring it in. Brought it in to just below 10 and came up again. There's a quick move here. Brought it back. See this low? They brought it higher here, here, and here. And it really exploded it up today. 2 million in volume plus 2.3 is a really big candle. It looks like they want to test this 15 again. So this is good potential long. Here's Mara. Fran, there's a quick pop. Do you? Remember we talked about this? This is another great swing I had. Falling wedge, broke out. Right here looked great. You probably would have been stopped out. Because when you see this candle, it's a bearish candle. And you get back in, and then you reward it with that. So, they play games. A lot of these will try to stop you out. And you just got to stay tight and get back in. 24 million today. They brought it way back to, that high right there. All right, so that's the top list. Plenty of gainers. So today's list was a lot of penny stocks, 7.30 cents, $1, 7, some higher, 22.53, but mainly under 20. The top gainer, 128% WAFU. What is this stock? This stock was 100%. Yeah, this is garbage. It says no volume. This does 100,000 and it just goes to 1 million. Stay away from junk like that. KB LMR is just junk. MDLY, that crazy stock, 76%. So it was a good gainers list today. Intraday with all the moves in the market's like gapping like crazy. Look at TQQQ. This is the NASDAQ. This exploded up. There's your move, your dip down. They do this a lot at the open, and then they'll take it off, either way. So, this way 148, a $10 gain. You see the 30-minute on this. This wedge is getting tighter. It's above the wedge now. So, this could come back into 140. Wrapping underneath here. Very overbought. Fear and greed index is getting higher again. I think it's near 70 again or over 60. So you're getting way ahead of itself. Even a small pullback, I like this. It's look how it's above the 13. It's way far above the 13, man. This has got to come in $20 at least. I would no way I buy it up here. And if it runs higher, it runs higher, but you can day trade it. All right, Groupon. Love this as a swing. You have a huge gap here. The move in March, bounce sideways, bounce, bounce, bounce here in August. The low is getting higher each time. So Looks like support's 20 now. I like this. I like this little divergence back, very tight. So this is going sideways. We're out of the wedge, and I expect this to go up. So you don't know how fast, whatever, but this is another great swing. Looks like it's happening. PRTY. I called this one, slid out of 250. We're coming up to 275 plus. And yeah, this has a good potential to go way back up here. This move today, this barely even moved. We're still at 1361 on stochastics. This is very oversold. So, this is a lot of room to run. Look at the trend too. Remember your trend. The trend right here is up. Remember this was down, moved up. So we're going up on this trend. So that's always positive going up. All right, what else we have here? Top. Top's still in the same pattern, going uptrend. We came out of the wedge. Now this one moved about 1950 maybe to 2435. It's coming down now 3 days. Now, this hasn't done a full cycle, your 2080. This could come back to this trend line, and if maybe even tomorrow, green candle, then we go back up. So here, this isn't going to come fully back down, I don't think. And then it's going to, might be like a little wave, like here to here, then we go back up. So I've seen that pattern before. AMC, falling wedge. Looks like 4 wants to hold. Still very oversold. Good potential here. PDD. This one was a home run. Look at this. Right out of the wedge. 2 days. Fake out. Stay with it. And then it explodes up today. Explodes. BRFS. It's like channel down, but it'll make breaks to this trend line. Sideways now. Stochastic's very slow here moving, but this is good potential long. CNK is coming sideways. This is at a 13 still, so I would look for a move in that soon. It's still looking good. Here's D now. It's forming across. So this is moved straight up. This doesn't move in big moves. It's like penny, for it moves $1. I would look, be careful here. Looks a 4 hour. 4 hours getting very oversold or overbought. Excuse me. So, we might do this though. We might go sideways. This might have more room to run now. Keep your stop tighter on that. OSTK. Sideways, breaking up. I'm sort of trying to come back down here on stochastics. 4 hours crossing down already. Still have a room up here though, so I still like that long. Here's red. Now red had this move. This only moves in like very small moves too, like maybe $1. Say it. This moved up, came back. It's still oversold, so I don't think this is coming all the way back down. It might come back here and bounce up. We'll see on that. Philip Morris. These are these runs you've been on. See the wedge came out, moving up. Altria Group. He's all made the run. That's why your run's here to here. Could go longer. You don't know. The OPK. There it is. There it is. See what I mean? Right here, 3. Kept going. You're waiting for a signal. This wasn't really. These were like shooting star. This one sort of a cross. This was a true cross. See how tight in between? And today they pushed it down. Today was the short. Whatever the stock is, you play it. Like this doesn't move in big games. It's not going to move like $10. 3, 350, very controlled. And then it took it down today. So that was the move on that. Here's Cuck. Same thing on these cyclical stocks, either your airlines, your cruise liners, your the restaurants, different things, gambling, casinos. This had the oversold from September, and it's kept going down. Made its move out on this candle, September 28th, 25th, came back and made its run. See this? Here to here. Now we're in a bearish cycle again. So ever since on this stock, you pick up the patterns in each stock. So March, and a move here. It didn't move all the way up. Then another move. Then your stochastics were moving up. And it was a divergence. Then it went all the way up. See these three gap ups? Came back down. Then there's your next move. Here to here. Here to here was a small move. Then we came back a little bit further. Then we took off from here and then to here. So total is at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 moves under 20 stochastics. Or maybe this one's a little bit higher. No, it's below 20. So here's your move again, here to here. Wait for it to go under 20 again. So this movement here, it came back. Higher low, right here, higher low, even. And then right here is pretty tight. So where's this going to come? That as a question. Is it going to come back to 12 or? See, each time on this move, and then here we've been lower. So if we go back to trend line, I mean, it looks like a true trend line now. So here, maybe we get back to 1150 again. We'll see. We'll see how this plays out. So, nothing works perfectly in these stochastics. They could go straight. They could be, jaggedy. See like that? It depends on what type of move. So, and there you have it for that. HA. These are some airlines. ALK. Win. What did Win do? Remember I called this at 70? Went up here, pulled back. It looks like they're still in this up move though on Win. There's Den. There's Den with this move right here. Came back. The divergence was higher. That's how you know it's going higher. Apple. There's Apple. See this wedge even on stochastics getting bigger and bigger. So this came out of its wedge here. And sideways hug the 1320 EMA. Now it's going up, and there we go again. On the monthly, Apple, it's looking strong. Weekly, trying to cross back up. The 4 hour, there's a 2 hour. So there's no sell on this either. This is very overbought at this point. It's at a 90.97. So you're just going to wait for a sign of a drop. Look for a candle, a bearish candle, maybe in the 4 hour on Apple. What else do we have here? Was it Macy's? Talked about this. Yep. See, there's a Macy's run too. Oversold. That was the big candle out. Fake out candle. And then we come back, and there we go. Took off. This moves smaller moves here. Here's Axel. So this is a clean falling wedge here, tight, very oversold. And you're at here, 550. And this got the 7. Look at that. Pretty clean. Set that candle. And now look where we're at here to here. You don't want to buy it here. You want to buy it here. You're going to short up here. 4 hour, you can see already a slight divergence. 2 hours already crossed below. The 1 hour is already diving across below too. So, I mean, this could still keep going. This could go sideways, but I still don't want to buy it up there. You want to buy it here for the length of the move. So that is one of the secrets to swing trading. A lot of these wedges, you want to get at the bottom of the move. Here's Cooper Tire. Another one. See this? Look at the move here. This is no buying, but here, moved all the way back up. This could have been a sell. You could have waited, maybe see if it went below. Didn't. That looks like a sell to me. And it was a great run from here to here. So that's it for today. You know, you have your pre-market. It's always going to be pre-market for these stocks, like this junk, MDLY. Here, it's a great run from here to here. Know where you're at in the chart too. You ran from here to here, sell. Here to here, sell. Remember, no news. So if you're in anywhere here and you see this big shooting wick at the top of the open, sell with no news. I mean, if it keeps going, who cares? You don't want to be caught in this mess. Play the rules. That's what it's about. Play the rules. So that's it for today. And we'll see if this market, you get some news, bearish news. We'll see what happens here. You know, we're looking very toppy here. I'm gonna bring this wedge tighter too. See this wedge? It's actually like this now. See this? Because we touched. We broke out of the wedge. You don't see wedges go long very often. Rising wedges are bearish only. So, you know, this is eventually going to come back down. March, we had the drop. Then we had a rolling stochastics. You can see this is going down here, here. July was a drop, pretty big from here. And then September was even bigger drop. You can see back in 2018, you know, here, then we dropped. Then the September drop. And we went on a tear to 2020, and then there was March drop. So what are we doing here? That is the question. I mean, you're going to come up here and keep going? I don't think so. I mean, I think we'll at least double top and then pull back in. You know, a good pullback again. I don't see here. Let me see. Here's the yearly. Yearly looks like a huge hammer. Quarterly, you know, looks completely bullish. Monthly, sideways, looking bullish. Weekly looks strong. You have a crossover here. So see, we're so far away from this 353 to 340. I mean, it's far away. See, from here to here, we're far away from that. We're far away in, even further. I just see a drop. Where would the drop be, though? If we're putting in lows, see the lows are pretty much higher each time, except this came back. Yeah, if it's a good one again, maybe we get back to 330. Well, there's a 200, 310. I'd say the 100 again. The 100 is crossing out 325. It's going to be rising. 330, 325. We'll see on it. So that's it. Please subscribe and like the channel, and we will be back for more tomorrow. Peace.